Ooh. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah.
Right?
Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Hey everybody, welcome to Stoveside Chats. My name is Chad Blackwelder. I'm here today with Ron Simmons, farmer extraordinaire. Ron has Master Blend Family Farms in Kenansville, and today we're at an incubator kitchen in Warsaw, not too far away, where you guys do what here?
So what we do here is basically utilize the commercial kitchens. We also use the climate control space. So the bulk of our products that we create from the pork that we raise is here in this facility.
Cool. And speaking of pork, we're going to be doing a couple different dishes today. Let's start with the bacon. So what we're going to do here is basically, since bacon is kind of like the candy bar of the meat world,
Yes.
you know, it's got the sugar in it, we're going to kind of highlight that. So basically what we've done here is I've crushed up some pecans. So we're going to take, this is about a cup, so equal parts brown sugar and pecans in there. And these are North Carolina pecans. I got these at the farmer's market.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to add a little bit of spice from some black pepper.
Okay.
And I like a lot of black pepper. So,
Okay.
And then to give it a little bit of savoriness, I got some rosemary out of my garden.
Nice.
And I like to use rosemary and oregano and thyme and sage and those kind of heartier herbs during the winter months. Once Ron gets these on the wire rack here, we're gonna put them in a 375-degree oven, and we're gonna cook them about 3/4 of the way till the fat starts to render and the bacon starts to get a little bit crispy. And then we're gonna put this topping on it and then put them back in the oven and let that candy on top of it.
It smells awesome.
That bacon smells good too. What kind of wood do you guys use to smoke that with?
So we like to use the hickory. We've been known to actually cook our whole hogs the similar way with the hickory wood.
That's a very Down East thing, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
So for those of you who don't know, when we say Down East, we're in the eastern part of the state. So in North Carolina, if you're east of I-95, then you're down east, right?
Absolutely.
So that's where we are today.
Yeah.
Okay, so excuse my back for a second. This is gonna go in the oven. Next, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We're gonna go to the pork loins.
So what we're looking at here is the whole boneless pork loin. It's basically the part that the pork chop comes out of. And this is a three-way cross in order to produce this product. So what we utilize are the genetics of the Durocs, the Berkshires, the Chester Whites. Gives a nice marbling, nice meat coloration, nice fat rendered whenever you're actually cooking it. And the meat won't dry out as you begin to cook it. You just pay attention to your heat and making sure that it's arranged evenly.
But you can see the fat on this guy.
Yes, sir, that's a nice fat cat.
That's lovely. And I don't take that off. Like, this is gonna render down and kind of, help keep the meat moist.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a knife here. And again, I'm not gonna take any of this fat off, but I am gonna score this. And basically what that does is it creates more surface area. The more surface area you have, the more fat's gonna render out.
Okay.
And it'll get crispy.
Nice.
I'm gonna take my knife here
Yes.
and start cutting and
Okay.
rolling this back. So we're
Okay.
gonna have like a big sheet of pork here basically.
Okay.
So this is kind of a riff off of porchetta, which is a traditional Tuscan pork dish.
Yes.
And I'm calling this Down East Porchetta.
Yes,
so
sir.
this is our version of it.
Okay.
So we're just gonna go in on the side like this.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of going through with my knife, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our meat mallet, we're gonna pound this, and that's gonna give us a little more evenness. Ron got us some plastic wrap here. So this is gonna get loud, excuse me. So I'm starting in the center and kind of working my way out, right?
You're taking out some of this aggression.
But I think that's good.
Nice.
So I went ahead and got all this stuff together yesterday.
Okay.
So these are pretty traditional ingredients for the Tuscan porchetta.
Okay.
Olive oil and lemon juice and lemon zest.
Okay.
Again, if they use nuts, they would probably be using pine nuts. We're using pecans.
Okay.
And then this is rosemary, sage, and parsley, all fresh. And then this mixture is toasted and ground fennel seeds,
Okay.
which is kind of that licorice sort of aroma you're getting.
Nice.
Black pepper, granulated garlic, granulated onion, and salt. Start out with our lemon juice and olive oil.
Okay.
And the lemon zest is in there as well. So
Now, with this, did it come out of the garden, you said?
the parsley and sage I got at Raleigh Farmers Market.
Okay.
And the rosemary came out of one of my little pots in the front yard. We're gonna add our chopped pecans to it, kind of caramelize
So
it.
how long did you toast these?
Maybe 5 minutes. They don't take long at all.
Okay.
Pecans, like most nuts, have a lot of oil in them.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so then we've got our fresh herbs here. You can use dried herbs too. I just figure since these were available, why not?
That's beautiful.
We're gonna roll this up. And it's really just that simple.
Beautiful.
So see, we have our fat cap back at the top again.
Okay.
So here's how I like to do this. Start here on this end.
Okay.
All right, then you'll come down a couple of inches like this.
Right.
Then you'll loop that through.
Oh, wow. Nice. And so even while cooking in the oven, you just leave the string on it. It's going to hold form.
Yep, and the string won't burn.
Okay.
Then we'll refrigerate it overnight. Now, again, the magic of video. I cooked one last night, so we're not gonna have to wait. I would pull this out of the fridge, give it about an hour to come to room temp, then season it up, 375 for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Let it rest for a half hour, and then we can go from there. All right, so we have our bacon out of the oven.
Okay.
And again, it's not cooked all the way. It's about 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
We're just gonna like really coat these. Some of it's gonna fall off, and that's fine.
Oh, man.
All right, so back into the oven. We're keeping it at 375, and it's probably gonna take about, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so we have our pork loin seasoned and rolled up and refrigerated.
Yes.
Again, this is the one that I cooked last night, and I wanted to do it for several reasons. To test the recipe, and also I wanted to show you guys a few things you could do with leftovers with this. So certainly what you could do is after it comes out of the oven and it rests for a half hour, you can slice it up, serve it right then with whatever sauce, or we made a rosemary apple sauce today.
I know I had mentioned to you over the phone. Now, this is going to be a dish that we would like to add to our food truck.
That's awesome,
menu.
man. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can slice it really thin and it makes great pork sandwiches. Right? Like
Wow.
I would put it on a bun with some of this applesauce and mustard, and it would be killer.
Yes.
Let's get the big reveal shot. You guys ready?
That's the big deal. That's the big deal.
So that's it right there.
That's what we want. Yeah.
So cut them into however hungry you are.
Oh, wow.
Whatever size you feel is appropriate for your appetite.
That's magic.
Right? That's pretty, isn't it?
That's magic.
Now in the past, you guys have seen me do the 3-step breading process, which is flour, egg wash, breadcrumbs. This is kind of a short version.
Okay.
Mustard, like eggs, is kind of like food glue. It
Okay.
kind of holds things together. You can use any kind of breadcrumbs. I like the panko breadcrumbs, the Japanese breadcrumbs.
Okay.
It's a bigger crumb, so it has more texture to it. So we're just gonna do one side of these.
Okay. Okay.
So that way it's not too heavily breaded, right? All right, so you wanna cook these?
Absolutely.
Do it. Okay, so I've got our pan heating up here.
So you're going to put it in there, breadcrumbs down.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So we got a good sizzle going there because we're gonna put our pork in the oven
Oh, wow.
and let it cook like that. It'll cook more evenly and all the way around, and that way that heat going all the way around it, you can reheat this meat as the breadcrumbs are getting a crust on them.
Okay.
All right, so let's turn this guy off. He's gonna go in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out.
Okay.
So we'll let this rest a little bit. It'll get nice and crispy, and then we can snack on that.
Okay.
And then again, the pork has about 10 minutes, and then we'll plate that up with some of the applesauce and eat. All right, so we have our porchetta out of the oven. We have our bacon out of the oven. I made this yesterday. It's a rosemary apple sauce.
Okay.
So really simple. I went to the Raleigh Farmers Market and I got Pink Lady and Granny Smith apples.
Nice.
Just cooked it down with brown sugar, water, a little bit of salt, and then pureed it, then added lemon juice and rosemary to it. So I love pork and apples together. I think it's a classic combination.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And just sings North Carolina. So you ready to eat?
Let's do this, man.
Okay, so we're gonna plate them up.
Okay.
I'll get the ones that have maintained their shape for us to eat.
Okay. Then the applesauce.
We'll do the applesauce. And then we'll do this bacon over here.
Oh, wow.
Nothing like garnishing a pork dish with more pork, right?
Right.
It's the North Carolina thing to do. And then I got some fresh rosemary from the garden, kind of tying in those flavors that we're using in the dish. And
Chad. Oh,
I think that's
man.
it. Oh man, so tender.
It is super tender.
So part of the pounding it out, like this is a super tender cut of meat, but the pounding it out helps to tenderize it as well.
Ooh.
Obviously the pork is from North Carolina. Like, how far is your farm from here?
15 minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
So the pecans are from North Carolina, the apples are from North Carolina, all the herbs came from the Raleigh Farmers Market in my backyard or my front yard. Yeah, so now again, I always say this, I encourage people to go to the farmer's market, go meet your butcher, go meet your farmers, your fishmonger, and build that network that will make your food so much better, and it'll make the people at your table very, very happy.
I gotta say something. The combination, the mustard, the breadcrumb, man, the pecan, ooh, yeah.
So we passed?
That's a win, yes,
Okay.
absolutely,
Good
my
deal.
dude.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, bro.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. Stoveside Chats again. And check out the Got to Be NC website. It's a great resource. Lots of information there from farmers from Murphy to Manio, as they say. All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Take care.